The High Court in Johannesburg has ruled that anti-apartheid activist Ernest Dipale did not take his own life while in detention at the infamous John Vorster Square in August 1982. The inquest, which reopened in 2021, could not, however, find who exactly was behind the 21-year-old Dipale's death. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi was there and put this story together for us.
It's been over 40 years since anti-apartheid activist Ernest Dipale died in his prison cell by hanging. At the time, his death was ruled as suicide, and police had said that he hanged himself with a strip of a torn blanket on the 8th of August in 1982 after 3 days in detention. In 1983, an inquest into Dipale's death, who was 21 years old at the time, found that no one was liable for his death. The inquest was reopened in 2021 in the Johannesburg High Court, and over 2 years later, and found that Dipale did not die by his own hand.
Having heard all the evidence, I've come to the conclusion that Ernest Dipale did not commit suicide. His death in the cells was brought about by actions of members of the security police at John Vorster Square. It is, however, difficult to say with certainty who of the members of the police killed him.
The court could not find who exactly could have been behind Dipale's murder, but says it has its own suspicions that need to be investigated further.
My suspicion points out to two members, being Nicholas Dietlefs as well as Joma Masela. I say this because of the following. On Thursday the 4th of August at night, they chased and shot him and could not succeed. Moabe and Kwape made statements in this regard. Dietlefs and Mama Sala themselves confirmed that. They followed him up and arrested him the following morning and took him to John Vorster Square. Thereafter, Moabe was then taken to make a confession. Nicholas Dietlefs himself admitted in the reopened August inquest that he lied during 1982 in the inquest on the instructions of his boss, Major Kronwright. It is therefore no strange that he, in this reopened inquest, continued to lie. Joma Masela belatedly decided to point out that Dietlefs is the one who killed Moabe. He could not explain why he did not say this much earlier, all along, why it kept quiet. I recommend that investigations be undertaken in this regard about the movement of both police officers, namely Dietlefs and Mama Sela, for the period 7th to 8th of August 1982.
Dipale came from a politically active family. He reportedly also became involved in politics in the early 1980s during his visits to his sister Joyce Dipale in Gaborone, Botswana. This was where he reportedly met several ANC activists. Emotional, Joyce and her family reacted to a judgment that echoed what they've always been suspicious of.
10th floor, John Vorster Square. Torture, survive.
When?
Me. My brother, gone. Biko, Agate, everybody gone. For what?
The way it has come to now opens more hope. If there are different levels of hope, we are now at a different level of hope that the persons who have a hand in what occurred to my brother-in-law, we know now exactly what the court has said, and it is not far from what we always suspected.
The NPA has welcomed the judgment, and the Dipale family says this is another step in their journey towards getting justice. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mnisi in Johannesburg.